Well, hello there, little monkeys. I've decided to weigh in on this scandal that's rocking the internet at the moment, because I think it sort of raises a few interesting questions about how so many of us guitarists tend to view gear and how so often we play with our eyes and what we've been told rather than just using our ears. Now, first of all, big thanks to Josh Scott at JHS Pedals. I'm sure I'm soon going to become a millionaire because I happen to own one of the heavy versions of this. I bought it in 2005. I don't have the box anymore, unfortunately. And it's been largely unused and not on my pedal board since probably 2010, I'd say, give or take. When I bought this pedal, it cost somewhere between, I think it was $50 or $60. Uh, I might have got it from the music swap shop. It might have been secondhand already. I think it was sitting in a kind of, bargain bin of really cheap pedals, and I bought it because in those days, my guitar sound when I was playing live was very much an extension of my bedroom sound. And what I was looking for was to go from my sparkling clean tone, and I'd stomp on a box and get some kind of, great, exciting lead tone. This pedal did not do that for me then. The truth is, I didn't really know how to use it. And I didn't really know how to use many pedals. And so, like many people, I would go and I would buy different things. I had a Tube Screamer because I'd read that lots of famous people had used one and I couldn't get it to do that thing for me. So I moved on to something else, reasoning that the problem was the box and not the idiot turning the knobs on the box. Let's talk a little bit about the Bad Monkey, first of all. It is very robust in its construction. I've done shootouts with this and other Tube Screamer type pedals, and this is great. The extra EQ control, having that kind of bottom control there, it lets you dial in a lot more sort of tones and a lot more kind of oomph and fatness and thickness. It took me way too long to realize that I didn't really like that kind of mid-hump sound. It wasn't the sound I was going for because I was playing with my eyes and not with my ears. But that is not the fault of this box. It's not the fault of the pedal. It's also a device that was really ahead of its time. If you look here, you can see that it's got a mixer out. I have never, ever used that aspect of this pedal professionally. It just so happens that at the moment I've got a small PA set up in my studio and I was tooling around with it, and yeah, that amp and cabinet simulator is not bad. It sounds like an okay solid state amp. Now, 20 years ago, or not quite 19, no serious guitarist would play through a solid state amp. There was no such thing as modeling. You weren't doing that kind of stuff. Maybe some jazz players were doing that, but they didn't want overdrive. So it was a feature that I think a lot of us guitarists didn't really know how to appreciate back then. Flash forward to the present, and yeah, I've done gigs with an amp on my pedal board and an IR loader, and I go straight out to the PA, and that's my sound, and it's great. So yeah, this was unfortunately about 20 years too early for most people to be thinking in those kind of directions. It's not on my pedal board now. I'm tempted to put it there for the next gig so all the cork sniffers can say, wow, is that a real Bad Monkey? But I won't, because it's a big chunky pedal and it's really heavy and I don't want to cart it around and I need the real estate. So look, it is what it is. I'm not going to put this on Reverb. I'm not going to put it up for sale. I just really wanted to kind of talk about that aspect of playing with your ears rather than your eyes and what people tell you. So, very impressive. It was never really for me. Phil X made it sound great. Lots of people, I believe Gary Moore owned one of these. Not so good for me. But yeah, you can do a lot with it because the sound that comes out of a distortion pedal, it's not just the pedal. It's the room you're in. It's the guitar you're using. It's your style of playing. And most importantly, it's the kind of amp that you're playing with. These days, half the time, I don't even really step on a pedal to get my lead tone. I use it, well, that's not true. Sometimes what I use is an ancient linear boost pedal, a clean boost, and that just drives the front end of the amp just that little bit harder, so that when I hit the strings harder and I get a bit excited and I'm playing a lead break, it sounds good to my ears, and if I'm lucky, to the people in the audience. Great bit of kit, but I can't see myself using it live anytime soon. I don't know. Maybe I'll turn up to a rehearsal one day just with this and leave the amp at home and see what happens. Anyway, that's it. I've said my 2 cents, and I'm glad that this is getting some recognition. I feel a bit of, well, I don't actually. I was going to say I feel some vindication. I'm proud that I own what has now become an exciting blip in history. But I have to be honest. It's not like I got a lot of value out of it. But I didn't have to. It only cost me $50. Oh, yeah. Don't go buying this for $500 on Reverb. It's not worth it. There are thousands of these out there. Just look around. They're probably still in shops. Don't participate in the hype and the price will return to normal. Seriously, just relax, people, and play with your ears, not with your eyes.